Board's folly caused rover JEE attempts, says Supreme Court. Bench allows students who had specifically dropped out their engineering courses between November 5 and November 18 to register for the JEE Advanced 2025 as a one-time measure. The Supreme Court on Friday orally termed the aborted decision of Joint Admission Board in November 2024 to increase the number of permissible attempts for joint entrance examination to 3, only to suddenly revert to 2 a few days later as its folly. The top court, however, refused to consider the wisdom or merit of the abandoned move made by the Joint Admission Board. On November 5 last year, the JEB issues a press release increasing the number of attempts from 3 to 2. That is, students who have appeared for their class 12th exams in year 2023 and 24 and those scheduled to appear in 2025 were all eligible to register for the joint entrance examination test for admission to the prestigious IITs. Supreme Court dismisses pleas challenging laws on women's reservation. The Supreme Court on Friday dismissed petitions filed in 2023 which challenged provisions of a law for 33% for women reservation for women in the Lok Sabha, the upper houses of the state legislatures and the Delhi Legislative Assembly. A bench headed by the Justice Bela Trivedi said the petitions had become infructuous as the Women's Reservation Bill had already been passed into law under the Constitution 106th Amendment Act in September 2023. The court did not accept the petitioner's argument that a clause which mandated that women's reservation must be implemented only after conducting a fresh census, followed by a delimitation exercise, was violation of Article 14, right to equality of the Constitution. The petition had sought the court to declare the offending clause as void ab initio. One of the petitions filed by Dr. Jaya Thakur argued that a constitutional amendment passed by Parliament unanimously during a special session should not be made to wait indefinitely for the census. Mr. Singh argued that it was settled law that a constitutional amendment cannot be held back unless it was found to be ultra vires of the Constitution. The petitioner has referred to the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments of 1993, which gave women one-third representation in local body elections. Dr. Thakur had drawn the court's attention to the 77th constitutional amendment extending reservations for promotion in jobs for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Finally, the petition has highlighted the recent implementation of the 10% EWS reservation for poor forward caste sections in educational institutions and public employment. It said all these amendments were given effect without calling for a census data. Supreme Court orders status quo on well near UP Mask. He raised concerns over notice referring to the Hari Mandir and plans for starting religious activities there. No such activities will be permitted. Please file a status report. BRS received over 70% of all donations made to regional parties in 2020-23. Regional political parties declared the receipt of more of almost 217 crore through 2000 donations in the financial year 22-23, according to the analysis of 28 such parties by the Association for Democratic Reforms. This includes donations valued at less as well as more than 20,000. The lion's share of pie went to the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti, which got 154 crore, almost 71% of total donated amount. About 90% of these the donations, more than 196 crore, went to major regional parties BRS, YSR, Congress, Telugu Desam Party, Dravida, Munita Kazha, DMK, and Communist Party of India. Congress slams Center for Prioritizing Pariksha Pe Charcha over scholarships. Report that Union government has stopped NTSE scholarship to meritorious students, tagging the Prime Minister. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge said NTSE has been stopped while Mr. Modi is blowing his own trumpet on Pariksha Pe Charcha, an exam warrior. He accused the BJP RSS continuously attacking India's higher education system. BJP RSS of continuously attacking India's higher education system. Centre allows Kerala to use SDRF funds for Wayanad rehabilitation. The Union government on Friday informed Kerala High Court that the state has been permitted to utilize 120 crore State Disaster Response Fund, which has been set apart for payment to the Defense Department towards airlifting service charges provided by the center for rehabilitation measures for the Wayanad landslide survivors. The submission was made by the Additional Solicitor General ARL Sundaresan. He also submitted, as per SDRF guidelines, the State Executive Committee constituted under the Disaster Management Act empowered to spend from SDRF. The state government is at liberty to utilize the funds in accordance with the approved norms of assistance. The court observed that center essentially accepts the proposal mooted by the court and has agreed to freeing up of 120 crore for immediate use by the state in connection with rehabilitation measures. Odisha to be the highlight of Singapore President's visit. Odisha will mark the 60th anniversary of bilateral relations with India with January 15 to 18 visit by President Tharman Shanmugaratnam. According to diplomatic sources, the visit is a part of year-long chain of events and exchanges of events that will mark the maturing of the relationship over the past 6 decades. The unique aspect of the planned visit will be the focus on Odisha. Mr. Shanmugaratnam will visit the state on January 17 to 18. As an expression of this, the government's interest is in setting up projects there. During the stay in Odisha, he will visit a vaccine manufacturing plant on Bharat Biotech and tour the World Skills Center supported by Singapore's Institute of Technical Education Services. Two memorandum of understanding will be signed during his stay in Delhi on January 15 to 16. The president will confer the honorary Citizens Award on Tarun Das, former Director General of the Confederation of Indian Industry, for his contribution to Singapore-India relations. PM Modi visits to visit Paris for AI next month summit next month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Paris next month on a bilateral visit and also attend the Artificial Intelligence Action uh, summit. French President Emmanuel Macron announced on Friday France will be hosting on February 11-12 the AI Summit, a summit for action. The summit will enable us to have an international discussion on artificial intelligence. Prime Minister Modi will be there immediately after the state visit to our country, and this will enable us to have dialogue with all the powers on AI. US, China, and major nations like India will have a greater role to play, as well as the Gulf states. The last edition of the summit was held in South Korea in May 24. Akali Dal accepts Badal's resignation as party president. Indian diaspora's bond with homeland is eternal. Murmu, the president, says their entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and knowledge sharing are crucial in shaping the vision of India. She confers the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards on 27 recipients, describing the bond between Indian diaspora and the homeland as eternal. President Draupadi Murmu on Friday said the entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and knowledge sharing is crucial in shaping India's vision for developed India. The connection between Indian diaspora and motherland is eternal, no matter where you are in the world. Bharat and will always be your home. The bond is rooted in shared heritage, culture, and values. It is this connection that we celebrate today, and it is connection that we continue to inspire us as we move forward together. As we celebrate the achievements of our Pravasi Bharatiya family, let us also look forward to the future with hope and determination. Together, we can build a Viksit Bharat, a nation that stands tall on the global stage and contribute to be the beacon of light of the world. Our vision for Viksit Bharat Our vision for Viksit Bharat that stands tall on global stage and continues to be the beacon of light for the world. Like-minded nations must strive for peace, prosperity. Rajnath. India's rights have to be protected, says Sonwal on China's new dam. India's rights on dam must be protected. adding to the concerns expressed by the Chief Minister of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh over China's proposed new dam over Brahmaputra in Tibet. Union Minister for Ports and Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal on Friday said that India's rights should be protected. At the second meeting of Inland Waterways Development, presided by Mr. Sonowal, Inland Waterways Authority of India announced investment worth 50,000 crore. Thank you. See you in the next one.